Welcome to the premiere of Real Talk with Rajheem. I am your host, Rajheem, and I am elated to have the opportunity to bring you some real talk. Today we have a phenomenal lineup for you. Each week we intend to bring you the latest and cutting edge entertainment, sports, news, religion, comedy, and much, much more. So here we are. We're off to our start with Real Talk with Rajheem.
You're watching Real Talk with Rajheem.
My spouse made me rich. Now that's a heck of a topic. Yeah. Y'all guys, y'all make sure y'all listen to this because it might be something to learn. My spouse made me rich. Tell us about that book.
Well, first of all, I was married for 22 years. I'm divorced. I started writing that book 3 years ago in the separating process when me and my wife were separating. The book actually came to me in my dreams. That's how I write all my books. First book, literally I was asleep. The title came to me because I started, looking at a lot of things that I had did wrong in a relationship. So the title, My Spouse Made Me Rich, came about as becoming rich in spirit, being accountable, making you look at yourself. See, I realized a lot of things that I contributed to the demise of the relationship. So that's how the title came out. So it ended up becoming huge. 25,000 stores all over the world. I've been on the journey for 2 years. Did an event, Chris Tucker, Basin, everybody. I got an exclusive event coming up in Beverly Hills this weekend at Tanzor. We have a lot of stars coming out. So I've been doing things all around the world. So it's been great. Second book getting ready to come out, 50 Reasons or More, Why Some Black Men Might Cheat.
Okay, that's the sequel.
Yeah. Children's books. So okay. Yeah, that's what I do now.
It seems to me that you've already answered my question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What mostly did you learn while you were writing this book?
Man, I had to look at myself and realize what I contributed. I had 2 beautiful kids, beautiful home, and man, and when me and my wife separated, that whole other side of me came out. I wasn't writing books when I was with her. So the whole point is sometimes you can be in a relationship where your creative freedom is being stifled because
that's powerful.
You could be dealing with a spouse that don't really understand who you are. So it came about. So now I'm sitting here doing big things, but it's a great book because it's a self-help. So I talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, the 3 R's, stay around real people, real problems, and real solutions. Be careful who you tell your business to.
That's real talk.
When it comes to your family, because if people can't understand what you're going through, why do you keep entertaining them?
Awesome.
See, if you've never been through a divorce, why are you going to listen to one of your friends who's still married? It's no point of reference. See, but I brought a lot of deception into the marriage. I say it in the book, when you introduce deception into a relationship, it's never going to be the same. Your wife going to always look at you, out the corner of your eye.
Out the corner of her eye.
Yeah, she's been looking at me like that for years, but.
That brings me to the next question, is one of your very own quotes in the book. It's the $1 million question that amazes me is, how is it that some people are treated like kings and queens and others are just treated like nothing? Did that have anything to do? Did that have any bearings on your marriage? That your wife was treating you like a king and you were treating her like dirt? Because you talk about you introduced a lot of deception and problems to the marriage.
Yeah, when you introduce any deception in a relationship, whether it's cheating, whether it's dishonesty, once that information gets out, the whole tone of the relationship changes. I'm fortunate. I had all the foundation. My mom and dad just celebrated 47 years of marriage. So, I had the foundation, but I got married young. I'll be 44 next week. My daughter will be 21, son will be 16. But the point is, I really had to look at myself. And my wife hung in there with me, but when we just got to a point where we couldn't do it anymore, that's how the book came out. I had to cry, you know, and I tell men, bruh, cry. Look at yourself, look at the mistakes you made.
But Roger, we as men were taught that you don't cry. That's for sisters, that's for girls. We don't cry.
Yeah. Well, a relationship, divorce will make you cry. Especially when you know you contributed a lot of mess into it. I mean, and that's real talk. We talking
that's
real talk. That's
yeah.
real talk.
That's real
talk.
talk.
That's real talk. So I'm not scared to let people know, hey, look, you know, I messed up. You know, gorgeous wife. But, you know, I'm out, you know.
So 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Oh, man, doing movies, you know, doing whatever I want to do. Because this book has allowed me to, just because of the title, you know, it's a soft title. People think it's about money, but rich in spirit, rich in character. But if you have a better character, it's going to allow you to make the money when you can look at yourself. See, so it's sky's the limit with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Roger, tell our viewers where we can go to get this book.
Well, you can go through Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Borders, all the major bookstores online. You can go to my personal website, myspousemademerich.com. So you can go anywhere and order it online.
Awesome.
It'll come up in the system.
Okay. My Spouse Made Me Rich. Roger Lewis Kennedy, everybody. We're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, we're going to introduce our next guest, and he is a Baseball Hall of Famer, and he goes by the name, he's sporting the name Otis Nixon. So we'll be back in a moment.
You are about to be awakened by Real Talk with Rajheem.
What up, this is Ludacris. Check out my man Rajheem, Real Talk. Believe that.
Taking Atlanta by storm. Why?
Dark chocolate here.
Real Talk with Rajheem tackles everything you want to know about sports and entertainment, comedy,
What's up, y'all? Said the entertainer. You're watching Real Talk with my main man, Rajheem.
community involvement, spirituality, health and wellness issues, love and war, and many more cutting-edge topics. As you will see, only your host, the charismatic Rajheem, is able to get the interviews in places that others have tried but could not accomplish. Picture this.
Mr. Andrew Young, how you doing, Mr.
I'm
Young?
doing fine.
We should accredit gentlemen like yourself and others who have Rosa Parks, Dr. Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X, and those other people who stood up way back there before we were born and before Tommy was thought about.
No, Tommy's 60, see.
Tommy is 60.
Now, I'm 70, I'm 78.
But see, you had the vision, you had the pilot lit before when he was on there twinkling his dad's eye.
Yeah, but there was a pilot lit for me by W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. I had it made almost from birth, but all they told me was, to them to whom much has been given, of much is be required. Without the sacrifices of those who have gone before, I wouldn't be, you know what.
You wouldn't be standing here right now.
And this is just the beginning. Real Talk with Rajheem is coming to a network near you. For more information, visit realtalkwithrajheem.com or call 404-229-9545.